Audrey Werrow just broke a record that survived 44 years, and she beat Keely Hodgkinson to do it. 2 nights before this race, Werrow was lying face down on the track, her whole season looking finished. Then, she got back up, got reinstated by officials, and went out and ran the best race of her life. This is how a 22-year-old from Switzerland destroyed a 44-year-old record and the reigning Olympic champion in the same night. It happened on August 14th at Alexander Stadium in Birmingham at the 2026 European Athletics Championships. The stadium was packed. Every seat was full, and almost every person in that crowd wanted one woman to win, and it was not Werrow. This was the women's 800 meters final, and it had been the most talked about race of the entire championships for weeks. To understand why, you need to go back to June 7th. At the Stockholm Diamond League, Werrow ran 1 minute 53.98 seconds. No woman had run under 1:54 since 1983. That single race made her the 3rd fastest woman in history over 800 meters. She beat Hodgkinson straight up in that race, too, even though Hodgkinson is the Paris Olympic champion and the world indoor record holder. A few weeks later, Werrow ran even faster, 1 minute and 53.80 seconds. She won every single outdoor race she entered that season. She held 4 of the 5 fastest 800-meter times in the world. Hodgkinson had a season full of problems. She battled hamstring issues. She fell hard mid-season and hurt her knee badly, but she is still the defending European champion, and she still had one of the best finishing kicks the sport has ever seen. After that Stockholm loss, she did not hide how she felt. She said the loss pushed her to run faster than she thought she could, and she promised it would not happen again at the Europeans. There was a 3rd woman in this final too, and almost nobody expected her to be there. Femke Bol from the Netherlands is a 2-time world champion in the 400-meter hurdles. She had barely raced the 800 meters since she was 16 years old back in 2017. This season she switched her focus almost completely, and somehow she made it all the way to a major championship final in an event she was still learning. Now here is where the story almost ended before it began. 2 nights before the final in the semi-final, Werrow was leading and looked completely in control. With about 120 meters left, a French runner made contact with her foot. Werrow hit the ground hard. She got back up and finished the race in 16th place, dead last. She told cameras right after that she felt amazing until that exact moment, and then suddenly she was on the ground and she did not even know what happened. Her whole season was on the line. 3 Diamond League wins, 2 runs under 154, an entire unbeaten year. All of it about to be wiped out by one accidental foot clip. Officials pulled the footage and reviewed it from a different camera angle. That new angle showed the other runner's hand had made contact with Werrow's foot. Under the rules, that counted as interference, not her own mistake. She was reinstated into the final. A Lithuanian runner named Gabija Galvadite, who fell in the same tangle, was reinstated too. Hodgkinson heard about the fall right after winning her own semi-final. She said it was a real shame, and she said she hoped Werrow would be okay and still make the final because that would be a really exciting race. She had no idea just how right she was. So the final arrived with barely 33 hours of recovery time for Werrow after that fall. The gun went off and Hodgkinson shot out fast, just like she always does. Werrow stayed right on her shoulder. They ran side by side through the first 200 m in about 27.4 seconds. Then, around 280 m in, Werrow made her move. She pulled into the lead. She hit the 400 m mark in 56.45 seconds. An aggressive pace for anyone to hold for 2 full laps. Think about what that choice meant. When you lead an 800 m race, you break the wind for everyone else. You do the hard work, and the runners behind you get an easier ride. Werrow did that anyway, against an Olympic champion known for the best closing kick in the sport. For the next stretch of the race, nothing changed. Werrow stayed in front. Hodgkinson stayed glued to her shoulder. Bol tucked in right behind them both. Coming off the final bend, Werrow opened a small gap, maybe a meter. In an 800 m race, a meter with 80 m left is a long way to make up. The crowd rose to its feet, screaming for Hodgkinson to close it down. She clawed back some ground with her famous kick. She got within half a meter, but the track ran out. Werrow crossed the line first in 1 minute 54.81 seconds. That time broke the old championship record of 1 minute and 55.41 seconds, set by Olga Manilova all the way back in 1982. That record had stood for 44 years. Hodgkinson finished second in 1 minute and 55.01 seconds, and her time was also faster than the old 44-year-old record. She just still lost. Femke Bol took bronze in 1 minute and 55.54 seconds, tying the Dutch national record that had stood since 1992. None of these times touched the actual world record. That mark is still 1 minute and 53.28 seconds set by Jarmila Kratochvilova back in 1983. And it is the oldest standing record in all of track and field. Both Werro and Hodgkinson have said they want to break it. After the race, Werro let out a roar and dropped into a pose on the track. She later explained she was a shy kid growing up, and this celebration is how she finally lets everything out. Hodgkinson was honest about the finish. She said she really thought she had it with 50 m to go. But sometimes you just do not have enough. Bol admitted she still has a lot to learn at this distance, but said she wants to do more, want more, and dream more. This was Werro's first ever senior title, earned less than 48 hours after she was lying on the track wondering if her championship dream was already over. A year earlier, she had finished dead last in her heat at the European Indoor Championships after a fall of her own. Now, she is the fastest woman this century over 800 m, sitting less than a second off a world record that has not moved since before her parents were even racing. This rivalry is not close to finished. Werro has now beaten Hodgkinson twice this year on 2 different stages, Stockholm and Birmingham. Reports already point to another meeting between them next month. Both women are still only in their early 20s. If Stockholm and Birmingham were this intense, whatever comes next between Audrey Werro and Keely Hodgkinson might be even bigger. Quincy Wilson just ran a time that made the entire track world stop scrolling. 17 years old, still attending high school, and he just clocked 44.10 seconds in the 400 m, a number that doesn't belong in a high school race, not even close.